Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Hilaal Live. Thanks for watching us on channel 347. Now, we've all taken to the street, we've all taken to social media, we've taken to the newspapers, the radio stations, the TV stations to highlight what's going on in Gaza, to let the world know that this genocide needs to stop and that more people need to rally together so that we can help our brothers and sisters in Gaza. And one such individual who's using his celebrity status, both on social media and in the big world as well, Brother Ebraheem Al Samadi, who is commonly known as the Blooming Man. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam.
Jazakallah so much for affording me your time and being here in South Africa as well. We really appreciate it. But for those that don't know too much about your journey and your life, give us a little bit of history.
So I started my business by mistake when I was 14 years old when my parents got separated.
Mhm.
I built my empire in the States, left the United States in 2010, and started my journey in Dubai.
Mhm.
There where I started a lot of different companies, and I was featured in 2022 on Netflix's Dubai Bling.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, to make that's a huge accolade as well. So congratulations.
Thank
I mean,
you.
starting a business in your teens must have been daunting. And we find you in South Africa. What's your visit been like? You've been here a couple of days?
So it's been on a year now that the Globe Travel and Tourism, they wanted me to come to South Africa.
Okay.
Because they knew I had a lot of fans from Dubai Bling because Dubai Bling kind of trended in South Africa.
It did.
Through Netflix. So they wanted me to come out, and I was like, okay. It was one of my bucket lists to go on like a safari and stuff, and I always wanted to come to South Africa.
Stunning.
So they bring us out. They took us to amazing places. Me and my mom are so happy of being here, and honestly, we keep discovering a new part of South Africa, and especially a new part of Cape Town every single day.
Stunning. Well, Cape Town's a place to be. You know, in terms of that, we've got the beautiful. Don't mind the weather right now. It's not playing its part. Other than that, we've got beautiful summer days. But what's the reason that, one of the reasons you're actually in Cape Town? I mean, is there a specific
Yeah, so
purpose?
a lot of governments around the world want to invite us to the country to promote their country throughout our platform. And the only one that I've actually wanted to do was South Africa because I wanted to go before, but ever since October 7th, as vocal as South Africa is, made me love it even more.
Stunning.
So I said, you know what? This is people with humanity. This is people with a heart. This is people that understood what is apartheid and wants to tell the world that, hey, listen, we've been through this, so you guys don't need to do it. That's not going to work.
Yeah.
You can't oppress people, confine them and put them in little areas, make them feel less than others, kill them. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
So they want, like for me, South Africa was the only hope in the whole world. And when South Africa took Israel to the World Court, I was like, hello. They're again they're not doing it to be hate. No, they're not doing it to be troublemakers. They're doing it to wake up the world and say, listen, this is not the way.
You've been very vocal with expressing what's been going on in Gaza as well, and you've also traveled the globe. What's that been like? I mean, what's been the response? What are some of the conversations that you've been having?
The reason why I'm so vocal is I've actually been to Palestine and I've been to Israel when I was around 9 years old.
Okay.
And I asked my father, I remember he took us to Tel Aviv and we went through this water park. And then we went to Palestine and then went to Jerusalem. And I told my dad, I'm like, what is going on here? Why is these people treated different than those other people? And why are we treated differently than everyone else? And my dad said, he didn't want to explain to me. He's like, you're too young to understand this. And he wanted me to kind of have like a positive impact on the world. He wanted me to kind of see the world as a beautiful place, not as a place run by a bunch of people who want to take from the poor.
Right.
And as I got older, I started to understand. But when I really started to understand the ins and outs of the situation is unfortunately, after October 7th, because I had to investigate myself. I had to check. I didn't listen to the media. I wanted to see, why is Gaza the way it is? What is going on? And I started asking friends. I had a friend who said to me, he's an American citizen. And I asked him, he's from Gaza and he comes to visit Gaza. And he told me sometimes in the Rafah border, they don't allow them inside. This is way before. This is a long time ago. He said, so it's a battle. Imagine you come into Egypt going to visit your family into Palestine, to Gaza, and they don't let you in. He said, we had to go through tunnels.
Yeah.
So I said, officially, you were not actually visited. Yeah, I said, we had to go through a tunnel. So their land is there, but it's kind of like, it really is an open air prison. So I started to understand and investigate a lot more. And I started to realize and said, you know what, Ebraheem, my platform, everything that I have earned in my life was given to me by Allah. So I didn't apply to be on Netflix. They came to me. I didn't decide by myself to go to Dubai, to move from the US. That was Allah guided me to that path. So everything I have, everything, even my own health, I have Allah to thank for it. So if I have a platform, I mean, my Instagram is 800,000, my TikTok is about 250, Snapchat is about another 200. So I'm talking about collectively 1 million international followers, you know? I said, I have to do something. I cannot stay quiet. I knew it was going to affect me. I knew there was going to be a backlash. But I said, you know what? I'd rather do this now. And if, if God forbid, where I had to die today, I know I did the right thing.
Very commendable for a young individual like yourself. And we need more youth like yourself, young people speaking out to what's happening around the world. When you say backlash, what's been the, I don't want to highlight the negativity.
So we trended a lot in Israel as the Bling, and a lot of the Israelis were my fans, and they were not happy about my stand for Palestine. But I'm still very much friendly with them, even though a lot of the messages I got were not very kind.
Right.
I wanted to explain to them that I'm not choosing the Palestinians because they are Muslims and because you guys are Jewish. I'm choosing them because they're oppressed.
Yeah.
If it was vice versa, I'm not for what happened with Hamas. Right. I cannot defend Hamas because I don't know Hamas.
Right.
But all I know is that Israel is a world recognized country. Israel has one of the strongest armies in the world.
Right.
Attacking civilians. That's all I can see.
It's not a war.
It's not a war. It's not equal. It's not a war. And it is not about religion. People keep saying this is anti-Semitism. It's not.
Yeah. So we find you in South Africa. What's your next trip visit planned? And what are you hoping to achieve in your next couple of months?
So I'm in South Africa. I wanted to come to South Africa to show, I wanted people to know that Globe Travel is doing so much to show the best parts of South Africa to the Middle East.
Right.
I want people in Dubai to understand that use Globe to come to South Africa, and for South Africans to use Globe to go to Dubai.
Inshallah.
I love the fact that the weather here, it's vice versa than in Dubai. So basically, when you have our summer, you guys have the winter and back and forth. So it makes sense for the synergy to go back and forth between these countries.
Yeah.
My next travel is going to be to India. I'm going to do a tour of India, hopefully in August.
Nice.
I have some Italian trips here and there, but the next trip similar to this one, like kind of one that we have meet and greets, will be in India.
Yeah. But you're based in Dubai?
I'm based in Dubai.
Your home? I mean, that airport is just something else. And they're thinking about building a bigger one?
The world's largest airport, Al Maktoum International.
But you get lost just in that airport alone.
It's amazing, seeing what Middle East is doing.
Yeah. But do you find that more Arab countries need to be more vocal? I mean, I do find that quite a bit of Arab countries have been silent with the war in Gaza.
This is one thing that I like. It's a perception, and I think this is what the Zionists want, is they want to see separations of Muslims and people, the Muslims to fight. Israel is the best at propaganda.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
They have entire towers in Tel Aviv that are run by bots. And these bots are going online, pretending to be GCC nationals and saying bad things against Palestinians. So when Palestinians go on and see that that person has a Saudi flag or UAE flag or Qatari flag, whatever flag, and then they're talking bad, those are fake accounts.
Yeah.
Okay. The UAE when UAE signed a peace treaty with Israel about a year and a half before the October the 7th things that happened. The UAE signed it because for 75 years there hasn't been peace in the Middle East because of Israel.
Right.
They said, let's make peace with them and let's tell them that look at the business opportunity, which what you will have in the Middle East. Just give Palestine a state.
It's so amazing that that has to be the factor to consider, because the humanitarian aid at the moment, I was there in Egypt in November, and I watched these rows and rows of trucks that just been left out. The food goes off.
Yeah, but the
trucks break down.
The majority of the trucks are coming from the UAE. So you have UAE and you have Saudi, you have Qatar, who makes a huge donations. Kuwait is the number one supplier of the ambulances.
I was just going to say that.
So
I met some Kuwaiti brothers who supplied ambulances.
Yeah, so a lot of people, they say, oh, what are they doing to do? They're doing everything.
Yeah,
people have to, the world has to understand that we are no longer in an era of war. If Israel's using force that way, they're wrong. If you look at, for example, China doesn't do any wars, right? they have the capability of, but they don't want to. The world has learned that wars does not get you anywhere.
Gotcha. Your message to South Africans while you are here, you've got a lot of fans.
Oh my God, South Africa.
A lot of people are upset that you're married.
Yeah,
as well, I believe.
I remember I was in the Zumba, then people was getting marriage offers left and right.
Yeah,
it was so funny. We did a Zumba class, right? And as I was leaving, they're like, "Can we auction off your shirt?" So I auctioned off my shirt all to Palestine because the whole thing was to raise funds for Palestine. I auctioned off my shirt and I said, whatever we make, I'll double it. And then they're like, okay, we want to. They went up to was going up to 10,000. No, just stop it at 5,000, 6,000, whatever. And then they wanted my shorts.
Wow.
And then after my shorts, they wanted something else. I'm like, no, this is enough. I'm leaving here. I only don't have any clothes left on me,
Of course.
But South Africans are amazing. They're people's people, very welcoming, very generous.
I've been getting community sweets as well.
Honestly, every single part of South Africa has a beauty. Like I went to this golden restaurant. It's like basically like an African style restaurant, and what was so cool is that we went into the kitchen and they were singing. It's just Globe chose these different parts of South Africa that they knew that I would like, and I haven't had an issue in this past 4 days.
Amazing.
Not a single thing made me upset. Like everything.
Well, we're very happy to have you here. Jazakallah for visiting us at Hilaal TV. May all your future projects go from strength to strength, inshallah, and may you be protected and guided. Definitely, inshallah, as well. Jazakallah. Have a great afternoon. Assalamu alaikum. And there we go. Our celeb in studio who is using his celebrity status to highlight what's going on in Gaza. That's all of us. That's all that we have for you from the Cape Town team. Brother Sohail and myself, Luqman Shadrach. Have a great evening. Assalamu alaikum.